Every country on Earth is drowning in debt. The US owes over $38 trillion. Europe owes $14 trillion. Japan, $9 trillion. So if everyone owes money, who's the creditor? The surprising answer? We are. Most government debt is owned by its own citizens. And these debts aren't meant to be paid off. They roll over forever. In today's world, debt is money. The real creditor isn't a country or a billionaire. It's a system built on promises. And as long as people trust it, the machine keeps running. Confidence is the collateral. But if this system depends on trust, what happens when trust breaks? We've seen it happen. Greece, Argentina, Sri Lanka. When investors panic, economies fall. And suddenly, the invisible creditors appear. Because when money stops flowing, lives change overnight. But here's the strange twist. The more debt a country has, the more powerful it can become. America isn't the strongest economy despite its debt, but because of it. Government debt is treated like money itself, the fuel that keeps capitalism alive. That's why the machine never stops. It can't. Because if it does, the system collapses. In a world built on IOUs, the biggest risk is stopping the borrowing. But here's the secret nobody notices. The world's most powerful investors don't buy government debt to get paid back. They buy it because they know it won't be paid back. Government bonds are the foundation of global wealth. Without debt, banks can't lend. Without lending, money stops existing. That's why default is the real nightmare. When one promise breaks, thousands of others break with it. So the world keeps borrowing, not to survive the present, but to protect the future from collapsing. In a system built on promises, the biggest risk is asking for the bill. Who controls the price of money itself? Central banks, the Federal Reserve, the ECB, the Bank of Japan. When they raise rates, the world slows down. When they cut rates, money floods the economy. One small move, even 0.25%, shifts trillions of dollars. Interest is the price we pay for time, and whoever controls time controls the economy. So what happens when rates stay high too long? That's when cracks appear. Here's the strange truth. Governments don't want to pay off their debt, because debt lets them spend money they don't have today. And every dollar of government debt becomes somebody else's asset. So if governments paid off all their debt, banks would lose their safest investment. And the money supply? It would shrink fast. Because in our economy, debt doesn't weaken money. Debt creates money. Pay everything back, and the system collapses. That's why the real plan isn't repayment. It's rolling the debt forever. In this world, debt is the heartbeat of the economy. Stop borrowing, and everything stops. Debt doesn't hurt everyone. In fact, some people get rich from it. When governments borrow, they pay interest to the people who own their bonds. And who owns most of those bonds? Not everyday workers, but the wealthy. The more debt the government takes, the more interest the rich collect. And that interest is paid by taxpayers. So debt doesn't just move money between countries, it moves money upward in society. That's why the rich love government debt. It's guaranteed income with almost zero risk. And as long as governments keep borrowing, the rich keep winning. So the real divide isn't debtor versus creditor. It's workers versus wealth holders. Debt isn't equal. It's a system of winners and losers. If debt creates money, then printing money creates even more debt. Whenever governments need cash, they print it or borrow it. But here's the catch. The more money created, the less each dollar is worth. So why not stop printing? because the economy would suffocate without it. New money pays old debts. New debt gives investors profit. The system runs on expansion. If printing slows down, the whole machine crashes. But print too much, and inflation eats everything. So the world is stuck in a trap. Print money or die trying. The printing press keeps turning because the future depends on money that doesn't exist yet. A single rumor can destroy a nation's money. When people panic, they rush to exchange their cash, and a currency collapses. If the public believes their money is dying, it dies. It doesn't matter whether the rumor is true. Belief becomes reality. A crash can start with one whisper. The banks are running out of money, and suddenly, the entire nation realizes the truth. Their trust was the only thing keeping money alive. Lose trust, lose value, lose everything. Remember this, your money survives only because you believe in it. One rumor can take it all away. One day, every country reaches a line it can't cross. The borrowing limit. When the world stops lending to you, your economy stops breathing. The government can't pay workers. Hospitals run out of funds. Schools collapse. Investors flee. Confidence evaporates. Your future disappears overnight. This is when panic begins. Austerity. No money for the people. Only money for the creditors. And a country that can't borrow falls. When you hit that limit, you learn the truth. Without debt, nations die. When a country collapses, it doesn't fall alone. Its debt is someone else's asset. Its failure becomes someone else's crisis. When one nation defaults, others lose billions instantly, and the fear spreads faster than the damage. This is how a crash becomes a contagion. A crisis in Greece hit Europe. A crisis in the US hit the entire world. And the next collapse could start anywhere. Because in a world drowning in debt, one fall can pull down the rest. One day, the debt becomes too big to ignore. When trust breaks, the world must choose: collapse or reset. A reset means wiping out old debts and starting again. But canceling debt cancels someone's wealth, and ordinary people will pay the highest price. In a reset, money loses meaning. Savings become worthless. Control shifts overnight. Then comes the replacement, a new financial system. A system where every transaction is watched and every dollar is controlled. One day soon, the reset button will be pushed. The only question is, will you be ready for the new world? If the global reset starts tomorrow, are you ready? Governments will change the rules overnight. Your money may not survive the transition. For years you trusted the system, but the system was never designed to protect you. When the reset hits, savings vanish. Debts get rewritten, not erased. You won't choose the new money. The new money will choose you. In the new system, every dollar is monitored. Every purchase requires permission. Ignorance will be the most expensive mistake of your life. One choice decides everything: adapt or get left behind. The reset is coming faster than anyone admits. Don't pretend you weren't warned. What topic should I expose next? Comment now. And don't forget to like and subscribe before the reset hits you.